Hi, this is Connie Jo Sechrist with Chabot TV, and I am here with Jeff and Paul with Legion M. Now, Legion M is the first fan-funded studio based in LA. Can you talk a little bit more about it, and so that people can get a sense of what you guys are doing?
We're the first fan-owned entertainment company, and there's a distinction there because we're not just funded by the fans, but we're owned by the fans. We want fans to participate from a funding standpoint, have a financial investment, but also go beyond that and get involved in the creation, go behind the scenes, and really be a part of creating kick-ass content.
So you can see what's getting made, like you have the inside information, is that correct?
Yeah, so really what we want to do is take you along for the ride, right? So we're working with these amazing creative partners, and we can take you from the inception all the way to the completion of the movie or whatever the content is. So things like live streaming from the set, right? Or setting up a online meeting where you can chat with the director or actor or something like that. And so really we want to give fans a taste of what it is to bring these projects to life and have them along for the journey, so that when the movie comes out, you know, it's so much more exciting when A, you've been along for the ride, but B, you are a part owner of this. So if this movie is successful, you can actually make money, and so it's a very cool way for fans to get involved.
Very cool. Now, how does it work as far as the creative side? Like, say I'm a filmmaker and I want to pitch a project to you guys in order to get it funded. How does that process work?
So, I mean, first and foremost, Legion M is about creating great content. And we know that creating great content involves discovering great creators. So we want the Legion to be helpful for us in discovering the next new talent that's out there. So we'll have a place on our website where you can submit projects. And we've even been asked by Legion reservation holders if they can get involved in the process even beyond just, being a shareholder. Like, we'll need editors, we'll need grips, we'll need all those things. And, the Legion is about the people, really, and it's about the fans. And we want to create content with the fans, for the fans, owned by the fans. And so, yeah, I mean, we'll have a component of our website where you can submit. We'll also probably, look to the Legion to help us evaluate some of those submissions because, we're expecting there'll be quite a few.
Who's building the studios that you guys are utilizing? Like, how is that process?
If you want to make money and run a responsible business, the way that you do that is with a diversified slate of projects. So we're not actually building a studio per se, right? It's not like we're going to have a lot or, equipment or that sort of stuff. We're partnering with other studios and production companies and that sort of thing to bring their projects to fruition.
In the future, would you guys ever be interested in actually having a studio system located possibly here in the Bay Area that's fan-owned, fan-funded, to make content up here?
I wouldn't rule it out. Our aspirational goal is 1 million fans. With 1 million fans, we can have a lot of impact and do a lot of things. And again, from an investment standpoint, we're targeting investors putting $200-300 in, right? So we're not expecting anyone to put their life savings in. We're going to make the minimum as low as we can get it because we want a true legion of fans. We're actually going to have a maximum that you can invest, which is totally unorthodox in the finance community. Wall Street would be shocked to hear that. But again, we don't want Wall Street investors buying all our shares. We want those shares to genuinely be available for the fans. But when we do that, if let's say we can get to 1 million fans that have put $300 in on average, now we have $300 million to invest in movies and TV shows with 1 million fans actively engaged, not just financially, but emotionally, because they were there from the inception. When we bring that content to market, they're there to help support it. And that we found that that's just massively interesting opportunity.
Where can we go to register for these shares, for the stocks?
So you can go to thelegionm.com. That's our website. Again, it's thelegionm.com. And you can make a reservation. So, later this summer is when the IPO will come out, and you can go ahead and reserve your spot. Puts you first on the list to get new information as the details are released in the coming months, and guarantees that even if we sell out, that you've got a spot and you'll be in.
And as far as working with different creatives, different filmmakers, you guys are working with them just globally or just within the country, as far as filmmaking wise?
It's a good question. In fact, since we announced, so last week we did a press release, and we already got a lot of press on it. We were on CNBC. And since then, we've actually been contacted by film production companies even outside the country. So we're not limiting ourselves to the U.S. I mean, we're based here, and so that'll be the bulk of it. But from an investment standpoint, we're not limited to that. And also, I think from a creative standpoint, you know, there's a lot of great content coming from outside the U.S., but there's certainly plenty here as well. So we'll have our hands full.
What inspired you to create this kind of company for the fans?
You know, it's funny. We talk about the fact that we feel like our whole lives have kind of led us to this point. I mean, to start with, we're fans.
That's really cheesy, but it's true.
We're dorks at the core, you know, and fans and nerds and all that sort of good stuff. But you know, we started Moby TV back in 1999, and it was 3 of us. It was 2 of us and 1 other guy, and it started in a garage and grew that into a massive company with over 300 people, and we raised $140 million in venture capital. Took it all the way up to filing an S1 for an IPO, and at no point during that process could we allow our friends and family. Right, we were raising money during that time, but like our aunt and uncle, if they wanted to put in some money, they weren't allowed because it was only millionaires. Right, you'll only be accredited investors, and so the Jobs Act is what changed that. And this is the first time in history where people have had this opportunity, regular people, everyday people, to invest in an early stage startup like this. And so we've been frankly chomping at the bit for the Jobs Act to go through and pass so that we could do, you know, this company. The time is right, and like I said, we're very excited about it.
Well, thank you guys. I am super excited for this because I am a filmmaker. I know a lot of filmmakers here. So this is definitely going to change the film market and the studio system in Hollywood. And I'm glad that somebody is brave enough to really get this going.
Brave enough or naive.
But I appreciate you guys a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.